Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm having lagging issues. So let's check in. Let's say hello. Mods, please let me know if everything's okay. If not, I'll restart the stream. I like to let it warm up, but on my end, it's kind of still a problem. So let me know how it is on your end. I hope you guys have had a wonderful day. We are back. I took a day off. I'm going to be dropping here a lot of content tonight regarding this case. So I took yesterday off to get some things done. And today we're back. We have some updates. We have more stuff to go through. So, hello, hello. Thank you for being here. And you already know what to do. Please hit the like button. Please, please, please make sure you are subscribed, turn on your notifications. We usually go live a couple times a day, but I've been consumed by the 𝗠𝗲𝗃 case. So here we are. I will be getting back to Laura Owens possibly later. We do also need to do an update on the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case. But for right now, let's talk Mackenzie Shirilla. And shout out to everyone who's here in the live chat. It's kind of glitchy. Okay. So all good so far here. Oh, okay. So maybe some devices, maybe some of y'all. Let me make sure. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Let me know if it gets worse. Shout out to all of you who are here watching, all the viewers, all the replay viewers, and all the new subscribers. We have a lot of people joining our little family here at 𝗏𝗟𝗆𝗆verse. Welcome. I know there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with this 𝗠𝗲𝗃 case, so we need to catch up. Let me say hello to a few of you. Shout out to the mods that are here. I saw Alicia in here. There's a lot of you here. Tasmom, hello, hello. I saw Crease, Robert, hello. Angel Eyes, Mal, hi, hi, hi. Debbie, Joker, what's up? MSM, okay, everyone's present. Everyone's present. Shout out to you guys. Hey, hoodies. Hey, Jamie. Thanks for being here. Yes, we are going to go over Steve Shirilla updates. I think that was what was kind of causing the lag, one of the websites, but I'm going to pull it up on my phone. When the Netflix documentary came out, I'm at the very bottom of Melly's videos. So yes, thank you for reminding me. I did just want to give a disclaimer because we have a lot of new subscribers and viewers. We are not new to the 𝗠𝗲𝗃 case here. And I forgot to say, please follow me on TikTok and X if you are on those platforms as well. I'm trying to grow over there, and we are dropping a lot of 𝗠𝗃𝗃 content on all of the platforms. So if you're into this case, for sure, definitely make sure you are subscribed and following on those platforms. We've been covering the 𝗠𝗃𝗃 case way before we even knew the documentary was being made. We have been covering it since late of 2024. I have two different playlists on the case. One is just some text messages the second time around. And then I have another playlist with, I think, like 100 videos. And that has the first reading of the text messages we have gone through. So there's a lot of 𝗠𝗃𝗃 content on here. And I'm not even close to being done. So be ready to be bombarded. But I'm not minimizing the other true crime cases either. I'm not just a 𝗠𝗃𝗃 channel. We do cover all true crime cases here. So with that being said, what is the update today? Today there is tea. There is tea, and we're pouring it in each other's cups. Steve Shirilla has spoken out. I'm going to read an article about his employment. Sounds like after the Netflix documentary released, Steve Shirilla has been placed on administrative leave. And I have a lot to say about that. And please feel free to jump into the live chat and give your opinions because this is a discussion. If you're looking for more of a video type thing, there is a video tabs where I'm going to be uploading the documents and all of that. So go eat your heart out over there. There's phone calls. I personally got all the phone calls as well. And there's videos of that. So we probably will be going over phone calls in the future again. So let's talk about Steve Shirilla. I already said my opinion on how I feel about the Shirillas, and I absolutely thought that Steve Shirilla was out of pocket on the Netflix documentary. And what I mean by that is some things he said I wouldn't have said personally, and there's fallout from that now. So I'm going to read a Cleveland 19 post, and then we're going to watch his little short interview he just did with TMZ, because yes, TMZ did reach out to him and Steve Shirilla did give a statement. So we're gonna look at that. Hello, Nama. Hello, Beautifully Broken. Hello, Psycho. I saw Asani. Hi, Green Eyes. Hey, Edith. Sounds good. You guys are all here. I was wondering about that and it made no sense. I'm not new to the case, but new to the channel. Hello, Sassy Sandy. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for being here. Just watched the Cops for 4 times. I know those of us who are really into this have seen it definitely more than once. Hey, KMB. Good to see everyone. Hello, Vicky. Love your channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sandra, yes, we're going over the TMZ. Hello, Kimmy. Karma catching up on Steve. Listen, I knew it was going to happen. Hey, Nurse B. I knew it was going to happen. Is a documentary worth watching after watching you, Melly? That's really nice. But yes, please do watch. Please do watch. I know we have covered a lot here. By a lot, I mean a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. And it's just a little wild to me to see it like, it is a terrible case. And, we support the Russo family here. And we have been covering it though before the documentary. So we're on little bit of a different world here, but you can definitely catch up. That's why the playlists are there. I have 90 videos on my Mackenzie Shirilla playlist, and then I have 18 videos on the other one. So we will be resuming on the text message reading. I think we left off in March of 2021. So just make sure your notifications are on. Let me read to you guys the article from Playla 19. It states Mackenzie Shirilla's father has been placed on administrative leave following the release of the new Netflix documentary, The Crash. Mackenzie Shirilla crashed her vehicle on July 31st, 2022 in Strongsville. She was traveling 100 miles per hour and slammed into a brick wall, killing her boyfriend and Dominic Russo and their friend Davion Flanagan. In 2023, a Cuyahoga County judge found Mackenzie Shirilla guilty of multiple charges, including murder and aggravated vehicular homicide. Shirilla was sentenced to life in prison with eligibility for parole after 15 years served. The new Netflix documentary puts her back in the spotlight after the tragic wreck. Her father, Steve Shirilla, has now been placed on administrative leave from his position at Mary Queen of Peace School in Cleveland since its release regarding the comments that he made. According to the school website, he is the art and digital media teacher. 19 News has reached out to the school for more information. This is a statement from the school. It says, Dear Mary Queen of Peace School parents, families, and guardians, we are investigating allegations made on social media that one of our teachers has demonstrated poor judgment. Upon learning of the allegation, the school acted immediately and placed the teacher on administrative leave. The investigation is ongoing. We want every parent and family to know that the safety, well-being, and trust of our students remains among our highest priorities. We take all student concerns seriously and are committed to responding promptly and responsibly whenever concerns are brought forward. While we are limited in what we can share during an active personnel investigation, please know that we are reviewing the matter and will provide additional communication as appropriate. We appreciate your continued support of the Mary Queen of Peace School community. Steve Shirilla confirmed with 19 News that he was placed on administrative leave and that the school is doing an investigation and that's all he knows. He spoke off camera with 19 News. He says he's upset with the documentary and how the editing of it came out, saying that there was more that he said that wasn't edited in. He also told 19 News he believes his daughter is innocent and that there's more to the story. What does he mean by edited in, honey? You should be worried about what they didn't edit out. Like, or is that the same thing? He claims he asked them not to include the marijuana smoking part, but listen, there's a reason why Steve Shirilla doesn't not get on the phone jail, like the phone calls in the jail, because he gets in trouble for opening his mouth. And respectfully, I think that's what he did in that documentary. And I think he does it in the TMZ clip that we are about to watch. So let me pull up the chat and let's pull up the video. It is quite short. Please make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Let's get into this. Hold please. My YouTube's acting up.
In the documentary, there is a lot about marijuana, that your daughter had used marijuana and that you, at least the way it was portrayed, didn't have a problem. And it seems that this could, and that it may have contributed to the crash. So, because remember, she apparently didn't even try to apply the brakes, and she was going extremely fast. So, on the marijuana side, which seems to be pretty relevant, what do you say about that?
In the documentary, that is part of a longer answer. That was one part of, and I can't remember what the question was because the documentary people had interviewed us for 2 days straight and then came back and did more interviews. So there was a lot of questions answered. My answer wasn't my answer. How to explain this wasn't in support of marijuana, and it wasn't saying I'm smoking marijuana. What I was saying is that who am I to say who can smoke and who can't smoke? Now, I never allowed my daughter to smoke marijuana. How was I stopping her? You know, she was.
This right here. I never allowed my daughter to smoke marijuana. I beg to differ. According to those text messages and what we know, I can't even believe I just heard that out of his mouth. I'm going to rewind. I'm shooketh. Yeah. Okay. See, you guys are all like, come on. Why is he talking with his eyes closed? Open your eyes. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh because it's a very serious matter here. Hello, Maggie. Yeah, okay, dude. Loss of memory seems to, dude. Aren't you guys screaming? I knew the babelets here were gonna be like, excuse me, because ooh, see, this is why we have to like do a 24-hour Kenzie stream because listen, we went through the text message. Oh no, Steve. We know the truth here at Mellyverse. I have gone over them. And you personally give her dabs and give her the bong and try to fix her pieces and give her warm milk and rub her feet. So as far as I am concerned, you keep going on these platforms and you're lying. You're lying. I mean, am I being dramatic? Like, she would demand him get her some by text. Thank you. Yes, you can lock her in the room. Dude is a freaking goof. Lying. Oh my God. Right? Nurse says, I think he's high. Him and Mackenzie have the same wandering eyes. He bought it from her in Dom. Exactly. I called. Yeah, he fixed her bong. Bullshit. She smoked in her closet. Thank you. So I'm not being a crazy ass. Like she said in her interview, I just want to make sure I don't look too crazy. Listen, it seems like everyone around her just tries to keep making excuses for her. Exactly. Okay, let's continue this. I'll go back.
And I can't remember what the question was because the documentary people had interviewed us for 2 days straight and then came back and did more interviews. So there was a lot of questions answered. My answer wasn't. My answer, how to explain this, wasn't in support of marijuana, and it wasn't saying I'm smoking marijuana. What I was saying is that who am I to say who can smoke and who can't smoke? Now, I never allowed my daughter to smoke marijuana. How was I stopping her? You know, she was. I couldn't lock her up in her room. I don't. I'm not quite sure where there's a problem with what I said. It was never, hey, everybody go smoke marijuana. Hey, you should, you know, it's, I don't understand why the documentary felt the need to put that in there. I don't know what the relevance was to my daughter in this accident she was in.
Right. We should also say that, and this is made clear in the documentary, that at the time of the crash, they didn't find any evidence of marijuana or any other drugs in her system.
That's not necessarily true. They found some traces of marijuana in her system. There was 3 markers for it, and 2 of the markers were inactive, and the third one could have said 𝗠𝗲𝗶𝗽. That's in the detective notes, or that was in the discovery that we saw. And when we found out that they did not want to charge her with 𝗠𝗲𝗶𝗽, they wanted to charge her with murder. So there was some marijuana in her system.
Okay.
Now, one of their experts said that you could improve 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆 with it. So I don't know what the truth is, but she did have some marijuana in her system.
Can we go back to something you said earlier, which is, who am I to say what my daughter can and can't smoke? But she was 17 years old at the time. And so there are a lot of people who are...
Have you ever smoked?
I have,
when you were younger?
Yeah.
I'm not with my daughter all the time. All I can do is tell my daughter, don't do it, don't do this.
But
I had no idea.
You may have. I'm just curious. Did you actually tell her that? Did you have talks with her about it?
Yes, I've told her many times. Okay. Now I had...
Get off this interview, Steve. This is no good. No good. She was smoking in his closet almost every day. Yes, exactly. Hey, 𝗶𝗆, you should send text message to TMZ where Kenzie asked her dad to borrow his bong because she broke hers. Exactly. Thank you for the super. And thank you, Chucks, for gifting a membership. That is very kind of you. I am behind. I don't know who got it. Who got it? Shout out to you. Thank you for supporting. And whoever got it. Oh my gosh, 𝗶𝗆 fan got it. Look, what a nice surprise. You give, that's good karma right there. He told her she can smoke the vape. I'm screaming throughout this interview. I'm screaming.
I had no idea she was smoking in the car like that from the videos. That was new to me.
Excuse me? Smoking in the car? Dude, she was in the closet. I have all of the videos right in front of me. She was in the closet smoking every single day.
I understand. I knew she did it, but I couldn't stop her. What am I supposed to do? You know, am I supposed to lock her up in a room? All I can do is teach her, don't do this. You're going to get in trouble, or this is going to happen, or something. You know, that's all I can do. I'm a dad.
I'm curious, Steve. This case obviously got a lot of attention at the time. Her trial did, and I'm sure you were speaking out in her defense at that point. What changed? I'm curious what the school said to you. What they saw specifically in the documentary.
The school said that the diocese. This came. My understanding is it came from the diocese. They got inundated with some phone calls from concerned parents, and they so they decided to put me on administrative paid leave until they did an investigation. And that's what I've been told. And they're supposedly doing an investigation, and that's all I know. So that's what I was told, and blah blah blah. Now the internet has gone absolutely crazy about stuff, and that's, you know, now you guys are calling. So
and I get your point too, that you cannot stop a 17-year-old who wants to get marijuana from smoking it. But the one thing you could do, and maybe I'm not reading this right, so you tell me, is make it so she can't drive a car. Take the keys away. Don't allow her to drive. What about that?
Mind you, I had no idea she was driving and smoking. Now, I got a daughter who's 17, almost going to be 18. If I'd have known, there would have.
He's saying he has no idea that she was smoking. Excuse me? No idea she was smoking. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I'm reading your guys' comments. I know we're all... Does Steve knock down through a closet? Right. Melly, you get it bodied in the basement from... Right. Thank you, Mal, for being a member for 10 months. Steve is looking rough, y'all. Why is he up on their line? You guys, why would he go up on their line when we have all the receipts? It's all over the internet. How embarrassing. I'm about to show you guys one of the videos from the closet right after this is done, because you guys need to see, and these are in the playlist for you guys to review if you guys want to see all of it. I know the playlist is long. Don't let it overwhelm you. It's good stuff in there. Like the fact that he's lying here, you see it in the videos that he's totally lying.
I would have had issue with it. I would have had huge issues with it, but I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you.
So I'm curious, when the school says that they're going an investigation, I would imagine, I hope that they're going to speak to you at some point. Is this about your parenting, or is this about your defending your daughter?
I have no idea. They have not spoke to me. I've called the diocese asking for. I asked to have a conversation, but in theory, I would hope they would support me like I've supported that school for the past 7 years. I mean, I don't know why they didn't speak to me first or bring me in and have a conversation with me. I mean, that's their decision. I mean, all I am is one of their teachers, I have no idea. You have to talk to the diocese for that kind of answer.
So this is clearly not just the events and the prosecution of your daughter, but the documentary itself. It just must have turned your life upside down. I
think it's more what I said about the marijuana. I think that's where it's going. I've seen a lot online that I'm saying they're going, okay, it's okay to smoke marijuana. You can go smoke marijuana, and I smoke marijuana. If the diocese wants to test me every day, they can test me and I won't have any marijuana in my system. I could promise you that.
Do you think that when you watched back the documentary, you said that you sat for 2 days with the producers?
Yes. Steve, that's really nice of you. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, because listen, he can say you can test me now all you want. That's not the problem, Steve. The problem is not now. You're lying now. That is a problem. But the problem is that you were aware and condoning her behavior at the time that she murdered these two innocent high school boys. Like, what do you mean? Like, we don't care if you're high now. We don't care. Like, what the important thing is that you knew her behavior and you know what Kenzie was doing. So there's that. That's it.
I'm sure there was a lot that was said. How do you feel about did you watch the final product? Was it a fair depiction of what you said?
I did. Well, I did say what I said, but I think a lot of stuff was taken out of context, and we had a lot to say about what we think Mackenzie's innocence is in this, and that made me sound. There's more to it than just the 4, 5, 6 sound bites they had of us. Unfortunately, we had no editing, or we didn't have any of the control of the editing. They did what they saw fit. This is their product. They were very upfront with us when they spoke to us. And am I completely happy with how it came out? There's some things I like, and there's some things I don't like. I mean, and we've gotten a lot of support for her and her innocence in this.
Well, just real quickly, this is hard to do quickly, but when you say her innocence, explain that, because to most people, she was behind the wheel and there was no braking.
Well, yeah, she was. There is zero evidence of intent and prior calculation in this case. There's no evidence, and the only evidence the prosecution actually has is 4.74 seconds of black box information. Your car has a black box like the airplanes, but it doesn't record the cabin sound, all that. It's mechanical, and it is a non-linear recording. And what happened, or what our car expert said happened, was that the car was, I can't explain the speed. First of all, I have no idea. Nobody is ever gonna know what happened in that car. It's not that the car was going fast. It's not that the car crashed. It's why. There's no explanation of why. And the prosecution, even in this documentary, says, look, I turned over every rock. I looked at everything and I couldn't find anything. So it's murder. So she did it on purpose. This prosecutor's, in my opinion, is lazy. It's like the wife dies and they instantly think it's the husband. So there's so much in this case, and there's so much omittance of evidence and changing of evidence and illegally changing evidence.
This is the problem with Steve. This is the problem with the Shirillas. They refuse to take any accountability. I'm looking at the chat. We're all losing our damn mind. Yes, she did. Yes, she's been smoking since she was like 13 or 14. And I have the receipts today to show you guys that these behavioral problems did not just start right before she met Dom. they have been going on. Police had been called to their home prior. There is nothing you can do, Steve. You're just a liar. You're a liar. We have it all. We've seen it all. Why are you even doing this? Embarrassing yourself. He's being ignorant about all the evidence. Steve been smoking too much ganja. How often do y'all drive 100 miles per hour through town? I don't. Listen, I have been a reckless driver before, not like this, but I will take accountability and responsibility. No one is perfect, but listen, this was out of control. This was out of control because we know that Mackenzie had been threatening Dom's life since 2020. We have read the text messages here. We don't need Steve Shirilla to tell us what's up because I don't even know that Steve Shirilla has even read all those text messages. He let Kenzie run off and do whatever the hell she wanted. He didn't take responsibility for her. Dom was supporting her financially, emotionally, and physically, all across the board.
There is
Steve, you're not suggesting there was something that went wrong with the car, are you? I mean,
I don't know. It could have. It's possible.
Because the black box would, I would think the black box would have shown that if there was a mechanical.
No.
I think what you're saying.
Hold on.
I think what you're saying is this sounds more like, at least in your head, vehicular manslaughter than it does murder.
It is vehicular homicide, and it should have never left the juvenile court.
Yeah.
That car was coming down that street at a good clip, and I don't know if I'm assuming you have no idea what the road looks like, but the road has a little bend in it towards the end. The car hit a dip in the road that's giant and dangerous, and we've got all kind of video of this dip. And when I went through it at a good clip, my car went flying. There's bottom out marks in the cement. The city just fixed it this year, over the summer last year. They finally filled this giant hole in. Before the car hit the building, before the car crossed the road, the car thought it was flipping over. There was our car expert. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my thoughts straight while I'm saying this.
Okay.
Our car expert said the car thought it was flipping over.
The truth is easy. You don't have to remember the truth when you're telling the truth. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense? I don't know if that's what the saying is, but like, what is going on here? Yeah, exactly. Dom literally got nothing in return from Kenzie, not even affection or enjoyable companionship. Exactly. So is it a mechanical issue or health issue? I can't even believe this.
About 5 or 6 seconds prior, there was the car's system felt the car go to the right, yanked on the right. And this is about the time where that dip was. The car thought it was the car safety features, thought the car was flipping over and deployed both side airbags. And our car expert, and this is 4 or 5 seconds prior to her crossing the road, even before hitting the building. He said that the black box turned on and started recording, which is nonlinear. So the prosecution has only 4.74 seconds of information from when the box turned on to the accident. They have no idea, absolutely no idea what that car was doing other than going fast, which is reckless.
Okay, so now he's going to try to say that the black box company needs to be sued for lying and putting incomplete results into them intentionally. Yeah, what is he even saying? Yes, we have the black box. Yes, it shows she was driving recklessly. Yes, she accelerated. She had her foot on the pedal 100%. Do they have like a PR person? Like, Steve, you need someone on your PR team. Like, this is a terrible, terrible interview statement. You did it on the Netflix documentary. You just went up there and word vomited, and now you're doing it again. Not that anything could help Kenzie's case, but you're making yourself look absolutely insane.
From when she turned on the road. So there's so much more to this than what the prosecution put forth. We have
we're going to talk about this.
We have contradictory evidence about things that were said in the court. There's nothing that says prior content or prior calculation, and there's no intent.
We hear, you know what, we're out of time, but we hear your point. I mean, your point is that you need to show intent in order to prosecute somebody for murder, and you're saying that this feels to you like the most they could show is reckless, is vehicular manslaughter.
And her not pressing the brake, is not intent. Now, again,
we
non-linear.
we get it.
I get it.
So look, we are out of time. We really, really appreciate it. I know it's hard for you, but we appreciate you coming on.
Well, I hope you look into more of my daughter's innocence and maybe go to the free Mackenzie Shirilla page or Crime Circus.
No, he did not. No, he did not. No, he did not do that. Oh, wow. Wow. I have nothing nice to say after this. Do not go to those pages. Do not support those pages if you truly support the Russo family. Okay, let's pull up a receipt. Because I'm like, I can't even believe it. I hope she's smoking in this one. So about not smoking in the house, in her closet, in his house, and not knowing. I don't even need to say anything. All you have to do is just watch the videos. Really. I wish TMZ would have pulled this up and been like, what do you think about this? What was she doing here? Is it her clone? Yeah. I'm going to drop all of these too. So for those of you that want to like screen record them or download them or whatever, you'll be able to. I have to be careful too, but these are for educational purposes only. This is what you don't do, okay? Let's watch this one. Before we get into the documents, I'm going to play one more because you guys need to see. I am appalled about Steve Shirilla in that clip. Yeah. How old is she in those videos? These are like, this is January 17th. I'm sorry. March 1st, 2022. So it was a couple months before the crash. Yeah, if I'm reading the date right. Sorry, the way they come over through the files is like confusing. So there's that. I'm like appalled. Steve, you lied. You lied again. Very sad. Very sad. Very embarrassing. And that drives me to the next topic. That night, the night of the documentary, there was Kenzie, the friends in the documentary, Bubba and Rosie, say that Kenzie didn't even smoke that night. But as this documentary has been dropped, there's information coming out, and that information is actually very important because I am going to be reviewing a call from her and her dad in the hospital, and I have that report. I have the police report to that call. So we're going to go through that as well. But I wanted to point out before we do have a little lesson. Acid takes 24 to 48 hours to possibly leave your system. Alcohol takes 6 to 72 hours, possibly, depending on the content of it. And mushrooms can take 24 to 48 hours. So remember in the live when we did a documentary review, And I said, they lied. There's something else that happened that night at that house. And it wasn't just weed. And there was something happened at that house that led Kenzie to freak out and do what she did. And I'm not making excuses for her, but it's interesting because Dom was texting his family that night. We have heard that from his sister, and we do know that from the documents. So, was Dom texting his family, I love you, because he had been fighting with Kenzie and he knew something was going to happen, or because something else was going on? Which one, right? We'll never know because Dom isn't here to speak on that, unfortunately. My thing with that is that they were fighting, and I don't think the friends were honest. I know Rosie lied. We've already proved that with the receipts here on the previous live. We knew Rosie lied on that documentary, and Bubba lied too about being good friends with Dom, because none of those people in that documentary were friends with Dom. They were Kenzie's crew. Those are Kenzie's friend who are in support of Kenzie up until this day, as far as I'm concerned. There's detectable. Yes, THC is detectable. That can stay in your fatty cells for a long time. But my point is that there's a police report that states that there was talk of acid that night, and mushrooms and alcohol. And remember, in the documentary, Rosie says, we just smoked. And Kenzie didn't even smoke because she had a coughing problem that night. And it was like, well, is that true? Like, do we know that for a fact? Because remember, Rosie did not cooperate. Rosie did not want to cooperate with police or investigators at all. She refused to help them in their investigation to get justice for Dom and Davion. Think about that. And so we don't know. We can't trust what Rosie says. So therefore, I don't know. It's possible now that they could have taken something, and Kenzie could have had something in her system, because what happened is that, and this is, I don't have this specific report, or maybe it's in my files and I haven't gone through all of them yet, but it is alleged that they had a sample from Kenzie, and that one was not the one that was tested. She didn't get tested until a few days later. So if that is absolutely 1000% sure and true, I mean, then she could have had something else in her system, right? Doesn't excuse what she did, because we know that she had threatened Dom's life before. So she wasn't swerving all over the place. She wasn't, like the report says. So, or the maps that we've seen, when we've seen that the road is, it's dangerous to go there. That's fast. That's extremely fast. 100 miles per hour on that road. And she made a turn that was very legitimate. When she made that turn, she wasn't driving erratically. So you're telling me that she sobered up from one second to another, or you know what I mean? Like, are you connecting the dots? Do you have the actual tox report? I have some of them. I don't know if it's the actual tox report. I actually talked to Rosie in her YouTube account. She's a terrible person. I don't think she knows about all the text messages. Were the boys ever tested? I don't have those reports. Doing drugs in the past, it doesn't cause that. That stays in the follicles much longer. They said her tox was clean, but she should have at least had weed, though. There was THC in her test, but I'm just saying, is it possible that something was going on at that house that we don't know about, obviously? And there is talks from other witnesses that were saying, or in different conversations in the police report than the initial interviews, that there was talk of acid and alcohol and going to party at another house. And Dom was texting his family, I love you, before they left that house. So were they fighting and Kenzie was acting crazy, and maybe Dom had a feeling? What is it, like a premonition? It's not normal. I mean, it's not abnormal for them to do that, but for Dom to do that. But I have a feeling that something major was going down, and people are not ever going to be honest about it, like Rosie and Bubba. Um, And so I think we should just keep, our open mind about that whole situation. I will try to go through all the police reports and find that specific one. And I'll check in with you guys to see what you guys are saying right now before we move into the behavioral reports and the call, because we are going to listen to that hospital call and we are going to go over that police report. And then I have some one-page calls where prior to the crash in Kenzie's past, police are called for things like shoplifting and suicide attempts, which is going to open another line of topic for the suicide attempts. Was she trying to take her own life? She must have known she was going to lose her life if she did this, right? If it was intentional. She clearly didn't black out. She did it on purpose. So what does Rosie get for being so uncooperative? Exactly. Good question. Christine said it was normal for them to text. Okay. He was texting his friends too. He must have known something might happen. She has threatened before. Maybe Dom asked Davion to be there so she wouldn't do it. Dom did have premonitions. Remember the text? Yes. Remember Mackenzie was angry when she woke up that Dom wasn't with her. That's what I think started the arguments in the car. Exactly. So had they been fighting and Dom wasn't with her and Dom was like, I'm done with you. I'm surprised she hasn't been jumped in prison with her filthy mouth. I wish we could see what they did to her talk screen. I'm from Cleveland. That road drove in it. Definitely a tricky road to go 100 miles per hour. Embarrassing to admit, but I've done stupid stuff. I never had this experience when driving. You know what? I've done stupid stuff too. And I've not been the best driver myself, but I think it matters. We've talked about this when we talk about the JLR case, but it's like changing and becoming a better person is one thing, right? Steve here has not clearly learned anything or taken any accountability since this happened. He's literally on a Netflix documentary making up lies and then coming on TMZ, where the whole world is going to see it, and lying again. It explains. And I don't know everything about the Shirilla family and Kenzie's family, but I know enough to make the opinion that the bad behaviors instilled in Mackenzie Shirilla do come from her parents. It's become obvious. It is obvious. Just with the social media and text messages alone is obvious. But now the fact that you're not going to take any accountability on the Netflix documentary, and then you go onto TMZ and do the same thing. It's like, really? They never ran the sample from the doctor. Exactly. Canceled the drug test and then they took one a couple days later. Yeah, that is what is allegedly in that police report, that they didn't take the blood sample that they did test and sent out of state didn't happen until days later after the crash. So she had time to clean up her system. And I don't mean hey, Lakeside, for Rosie to get any hate or anything like that. Do not contact any people. Do not bully anyone. It's just, unfortunately, all that information is out there and we can see the truth. And it makes Rosie and them a liar, and Steve. Horrible parenting. They were glad they were focused. Her energy was focused on Dom. Exactly. Hey, Hokey Pokey. Thank you for being so dedicated to this case for so many years. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. Her parents were circling the whams from the very beginning. Let's listen to this call. So there's a lot of unanswered questions. And like I said, it's not like we're going to ever hear the truth. Kenzie's never going to take any accountability or the truth. Okay, so we're going to play this call and then we'll start going through the documents. Please make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Give me one sec. There's a way I have to pull these up because I edit them. So let's listen to this call. And what's interesting about this is that this was on August 13th of 2022. And so like 13 days after the crash. And I know that Kenzie was probably having a meltdown in the hospital, and that's why the police were called. But I said this before. I think, in my opinion, that they were trying, Kenzie, I do believe probably was having a meltdown. But I also do believe that they were trying to figure out what their story was going to be about all of this. But that's just my opinion. You're free to have yours. Let's listen to this call. This is from August 13th. I'm sorry. It is, let me pull up the call, the date on the police report. August 13th, 2022 at approximately 18:49 hours.
Hello.
Hi, is this Sergeant Doyle?
Yes. How are you?
Good. This is Detective Jesus from the police. How you doing?
Good. Yeah, as I said, I talked to a couple of your officers today. What just happened to me? I'm sorry, I'm congested from a cold.
Oh, no worries, Sergeant.
Yeah, like I don't mind like writing something, but I don't know how good it would be since there was only like a very, very brief interaction with him. So,
well, this is a. Was this pertaining to the to that call you guys were sent to August 6th, where she was combative?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the same one. Because I was gonna say I know someone reached out to you guys about that.
Right. And is there? I'm not trying to question your guys' procedures, but is there a reason why no report was generated?
Well, we don't really like unless it's a hands-on or something like that, or like a big disturbance. We don't generate reports for that kind of stuff. It's just
gotcha. Okay. Well, at this point, this is a homicide investigation, and so what Shirilla's dad said to you is material. I consulted with the prosecutor, and it's extremely important because we are trying to show that she intentionally drove the car into the wall. And if her dad made those statements, that's critical.
Yeah. Well, like I'll be honest with you. I remember him saying like she needs a psych eval, but like I don't remember like how he said it, why he said it. Like I remember the word psych eval in there.
If Kenzie was crying in the hospital and upset and having somewhat of a mental moment, and her dad, the police show up and her dad says she needs a psych eval. We're going to see this back in 2019, 2022, when we go over the documents in a second. This also leads me to believe a theory that we've had here, that Mackenzie has always had issues. Always. And some we might never know about, perhaps beginning in early childhood development. I don't know, because this is not the first time that Kenzie talks about taking her own life, taking other people's life, police being involved, suicide attempts, and here at the hospital, a psych eval. I mean, but you believe in her innocence.
Okay, so what you told the officers this morning was that he kind of alluded to or stated that she wanted to take her life and drove the car into the building.
No, like that's not like how I like worded it this morning. He just said like he's like my daughter like was in a serious accident or something along those lines. And he's like, he was mad that like the staff wasn't like helping him out. So like he's like they need to do a psych eval because like she wanted to leave. That's why
she wanted to leave. So she was angry. I wouldn't be surprised if she needed a psych eval after she killed 2 people. That's not what I'm saying. That I could see why someone would actually after that, but she wanted to leave and go to their funeral. But what is this whole thing? Obviously, a disturbance at the hospital. Was it that, I know the hospital probably calls when people start screaming and yelling, but again, this is very telling to me when we connect the text messages, the calls, the documentary, the police reports.
Like we're up there because she was screaming and yelling.
Okay. And do you guys not wear body cameras?
No, we do not.
Okay. Well, Sarge, listen, I know this is a pain in the ass for you, but I'm going to need a statement from you. You can reply to the email that I sent, And you got to be detailed because the prosecutor's going to look at it. Like I said, this is a homicide investigation.
No, I totally understand.
So, you know, I know the CAD number, your guys' CAD number is 31787.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever the dad told you, you know, describe how his demeanor was, you know, and, you know, if the prosecutor looks at it and has more questions, I'll have the prosecutor call you directly.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, I was going to say, that was like back in what, August
6th. Yeah, August 6th.
Yeah, I was going to say, like our policy is, like, unless it's a real big disturbance or, like, as long as it's, like, not a hands-on or anything, it's just a CAD call, like, for KCC.
Yeah, I mean, that's your procedure. You know, if the prosecutor has an issue with it, then, you know, he'll ask you about it, and you just testify to your procedure. But like I said, the details of that encounter are very critical, especially at this point in the investigation, because everything is lining up to show this was not just an accident, was not a random act. So,
well, I don't like. He I barely talked to her at all, like, because we stepped out and talked to the dad, and then like I'll have to look to see who came up there with me.
The badge numbers are 3 and 77. Which one are you?
3.
You're 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So number 77 was with you. He was actually. Looks like you guys both got there at the same time.
Okay.
You were there for about 20 minutes, according to your CAD call. But no big deal, Sarge. Like I said, you know, write as much as you can, be as detailed and descriptive as you can. Describe the dad, his demeanor, the circumstances. I mean, like I said, this is going into a homicide investigation. So then I'll just give it to the prosecutor, and we'll see. We'll take it from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll talk to 77 Officer Cicerone tonight too.
Okay. Yeah, and if he had heard anything else, just have him separately send me an email too, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, Sarge. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
That call is up on my videos tab. If you're interested in listening to it or using it, go for it. My question is, I know I'm reading what you guys are saying. You guys are saying some really good things. My question is if she was so mentally unwell, why would we be seeing her still smoking the bong and doing this for Halloween? Make it make sense with the lies of Steve Shirilla, what we're hearing in the calls and the police reports. Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous. Feel like he was lying. I thought she had a breakdown a few years earlier, did a short stint. Yes, she has done a few short stints. The officer doesn't sound very intelligent. I'm not being rude. Oh, the one that didn't take the report. That I find suspicious as well. Like, I think every police department should have to take reports on everything and body cams. The sergeant sounds like an imbecile. Makila's brain was damaged before the accident. She was combative if told no. Both of her parents were afraid of her. I think, look what she was doing to Dom. I think she was. I think as much as they lacked parenting, I think she was just out of control and they didn't know how to handle her, which is why it was so easy for them to throw her over to Dom and Dom's family. You know, oh, she can move in with them at 17. She's disciplined enough. Really? I believe she had mental health issues, but her acting out after the accident could be due to brain trauma. My son was in an accident, and when he came out of the coma, he was combative during brain trauma. Interesting thought. Does anyone know anything about the girl? Yes, there's a whole falling down the stairs. They should probably just require that everyone's health, if something like that happened intentionally or unintentionally. She should have a psych evaluation, is what Steve said. Is this a security guard? No, it's I think it's a security guard, and then they were talking to the investigator or the main investigator. Metro Health System would act very differently than a suburban detective. Interesting. Let's go on to the report. Here we go with the documents. Definitely please make sure you guys are hitting the like button. I really, really would appreciate that. She was on lean, weed. We're not sure what else. Her and her parents tried thinking of like 3 possible excuses. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Strongsville Police Department. Date of report, 10/11 of 2022. On October 11th, 2022, around 04:30 hours, Patrol 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗶𝗽 and 𝗝𝐵𝗆𝗆 arrived at Metro Health Medical Center to speak with our driver from an injuring MVA involving, oh wait, yeah, okay, let's go down here because this is just basic information. Okay. At this time, Sergeant Doyle brought up the name of Mackenzie Shirilla and asked us what is going on with her case regarding fatal MVA from July 31st, 2022. I stated that it's an ongoing investigation and I believed they are still waiting for toxicology results. At this time, Sergeant Doyle stated in details about the night Mackenzie attempted to leave the hospital. Sergeant Doyle stated to us that Mackenzie Shirilla came to Metro Health as a juvenile, but while she was being treated in the hospital over the course of several days, she had a birthday and turned 18, thus making her an adult. One night before the night of Dominic Russo's funeral, she tried to escape and leave the hospital. He stated that the police were called to her room to intervene. While he was in the room, he stated that he spoke to Mackenzie Shirilla's father, who had called them. Sergeant Doyle stated that her father, Stephen Shirilla, stated to him that they cannot allow their daughter to leave the hospital. Sergeant Doyle stated to him that she is an adult and they can't physically keep her there at the hospital if she wanted to leave because now she was an adult. Sergeant Doyle stated to us that Mackenzie stated to him that they had to keep her in the hospital because she had already, quote unquote, tried to kill herself and kill those two boys. And they can't allow her to leave the hospital because she is suicidal. Our conversation ended shortly after this, and he advised us if he needs anything to let him know shortly after our conversation. We finally located our male driver and then activated our body cameras to speak with him. Oh, they're talking about the prior incident because they were at the hospital for one thing, but then they started talking about Kenzie. So this is on the 11th. Okay. Now we're going to read the police report that goes with that call. And my question is to you guys, and my concern here is we know that Kenzie was suicidal after she killed those two boys. And I'm just wondering, I know. I'm like, holy crap, right? Clearly, Mackenzie was also a problem in the hospital because of what she had just experienced. Hey, thank you, Monica, for gifting 5 memberships. I really appreciate that. Welcome, Real Pocahontas. Yay, Tia Marie, all the people who got it. That's awesome. Welcome, new members, and thank you for the support. Let's go back to that because we're learning some things here, even being the Babelets. We are learning a lot with these new docs that I have. She turned 18 a day or two after the crash. She wanted to leave to go to their funeral. This is on the 11th, an incident. And now let's, like I said, let's read the 13th. Let's go to that one so we can see with the call and line them up. And the similarities. Here we go. October 13th, 2022. On October 11th, 2020, he's going back to that day. Approximately 4:15 hours, 𝗝𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 went to Metro Hospital to serve a citation to an individual who was in a motorcycle accident. Okay. Next thing, Sergeant Doyle asked if we charged Mackenzie. 𝗝𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 said, no, not yet. 𝗝𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 followed up. We are waiting on the talk screens to come back. Sergeant Doyle started to tell us how Mackenzie's parents gave Metro Police a hard time. He said Mackenzie came in as a juvenile but turned 18 while at Metro Hospital. He also said that around the funeral of the two boys, Mackenzie and her parents became even more argumentative with each other and Metro staff. Doyle went on to say that the dad was telling Metro Police they had to keep their daughter at the hospital and should not allow her to leave because she had tried to unalive herself after she killed those two boys. Sergeant Doyle told us that he was telling the parents they had no way to keep her there if a friend wanted to pick up Mackenzie. Metro Police could not do anything because she was 18 and the parents did not understand that. He also said that Mackenzie's mother would yell at them when they came in the room to check on her, but Mackenzie's mother was the one to ask them for help. So Natalie Shirilla, like this is where Kenzie gets some of those bad behaviors. Okay, so that's on the 13th. So let's go to the email from the police department, between the police department. Lean, yeah, they used to take lean. It must be so hard for her to follow the rules inside the prison. No one's to support your maniac rants, Steve. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, when they sit up on the Netflix documentary and they're like, she doesn't need discipline. Like, when Kenzie went on the Netflix documentary and said that, you know, she wasn't foul to Dom and she never got out of control. Really, Kenzie? Because you were getting out of control years before that throughout the whole relationship and even in the hospital. Like, I kind of understand, like, after you unalived the two boys, but like, then the pictures after that and the videos after that and you in the hospital doesn't show any remorse, you know? So it's very contradicting what the family's saying, what we're seeing, and of course, you know, now that you have all seen the documentary, and let's look at this video of her in the hospital before we get into the next part of the documents. Wow. Hmm. Yeah, she looks upset rolling her eyes like that, don't she? Yeah, real upset. Now let's watch this one where she's outside. Please. Thank you, Evie, for the super sticker. Appreciate you, love. Let's go over here. Watch this one. We'll get back to the documents. It's important to show the receipts. How can I think after me, like if I was Kenzie and I had just unalived two people, would you even want to go on social media and like do this? I mean, I would be so upset and out of my mind. I don't even think I would be thinking about what I'm gonna look like on TikTok and texting about modeling. We're gonna go over that text message as well. Here's Natalie and Kenzie. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Here's her in the hospital again. Just looking at a few of these. I'll probably make these into a short so you guys can view them all in order later. Like, is this what you're doing after you take two people's lives and you have forever hurt the Russos and the Flanagans? I don't I have a hard time understanding here. What is the point of this? Very, very disgusting, actually. Very yes, thank you. Very definitely narcissistic behavior. If I even had done that and was in the hospital trying to do a selfie with my mom, absolutely, she would slap the shit out of me. Like, she would be like, "What? What are you doing?" You know what I mean? And rightfully so. Like, geez. Okay, let's get back to the document because I'll go off on a rant here. We shall do a live and perhaps go through some of these social media stuff again because it's been a while. And I think all of the new people that are getting into the case would probably find that interesting. Okay, let's go through this email regarding that incident in the hospital, and then we'll get to the behavioral issues from before. Okay, so this is Strongsville Police. Let's go. Let me make sure I'm going in order. October 11th. Okay. So it says, Sergeant Doyle, early this morning, I was informed by Strongsville Police officers Galassi and Zelinsky of a conversation you had with them about an incident involving Mackenzie Shirilla's father while she was receiving treatment at Metro. Based on the information provided by my officers, I'm interested in obtaining documentation of your encounter with Ms. Shirilla and detailing the circumstances of said encounter and what was conveyed to you. Please be as specific as possible. Your statement is material to the case at this point because my investigation is pointing to the crash being an intentional act by Mackenzie rather than an accidental one. I am meeting with the assisting prosecuting attorney Tim on 10/13. I will need your statement before then. And then this is a response. On August 13th, 2022, approximately 1849 hours, officers were dispatched to the 7A for a disturbance of a call, of coming from Mackenzie Shirilla's room. When officers arrived, Mackenzie was upset with her dad and wanted him out of the room. At the time that officer spoke to Mr. Shirilla out in the hallway, he was visibly upset and crying about his daughter and proceeded to tell us that she was in a crash that two of her friends had died in. He didn't state how the crash occurred, or did I ask? I was just trying to get him to calm down. At one point in our conversation, he stated he thinks his daughter needed a psych evaluation because she wasn't making sound decisions because she wanted to leave the hospital and go to her friend's funeral. I had him sit in the waiting area to calm down. That was the end of my interaction with Shirilla. And then here it says, he said, the detective responds, Sarge, considering what your statement is a direct contradiction to what my two officers are saying, my partner and I will need to sit down with you for an interview. Please let me know when you're available. So there were issues. There were issues while Mackenzie was in the hospital. I don't understand this generation posting everything. Everyone thinks they're an influencer, narcissistic behavior. He was telling her she was effed, or maybe they were putting together what their story was going to be, you know? And aside from her taking pictures and video in the hospital, we have her and Natalie in the hospital talking about modeling and PR and how Kenzie wants to be involved with some companies. And here we go. Let's review those because I know this was showed in the documentary. So I wanted to re-show them for those of you that want more like time looking at them and discussing them. So the company says, we love this look at Kenzie Shirilla. Can we use this post on our website and emails? We'll make sure you're accredited. Reply to this comment with community if so. Natalie Shirilla responds, this is while they're in the hospital. Thank you for this amazing opportunity. Hello, this is her mother. She would love if you would use that. She's actually been trying to contact you guys for a PR email. It was a tragic accident and she did not purposely put an end to any of her close friends' life. This is just as painful as it is for her, as it is for everybody else, or maybe even a little bit more painful. Kenzie's still alive and taking selfies in the hospital. What the F do you mean? A little bit more painful. What about the Russos and the Flanagans? You guys know I've never had anything nice to say about Natalie Shirilla. And sometimes when you hear me reading in another voice, it's only because we've been reading the text messages here and I'm used to it. But Natalie, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing here? You wanted her to what? Now that she's in the hospital getting more attention and she's going to be all out there, you decide that now is a good time for her to get on a PR list. Kenzie then jumps in and says, thank you for the comment. I would love to work with you guys. I've been emailing you guys a lot. Such a great opportunity. Thank you. What? Again, the fake crying in the documentary, but why do they continue to enable her even to this day? I get it. It's their daughter, but I mean, it's all out there for the world to see in plain view. You know? My heart breaks for those families, but y'all need to see all of this. You need to. Let's get into the older CAD reports where Mackenzie was misbehaving. Let me check in with you guys before I get in there. Are you serious? Natalie's impact statement was so gross. I know we're going to review that too. This kills me because I truly believe she's a very dangerous person. I would have more respect for her if she just said that, right? The person who had Kenzie on FaceTime at the funeral, I would be livid. Exactly. Yes, Whitney, welcome. This is a good place to get caught up. They never cared about other families. No, they didn't. Did the emo guy even know about the accident? I don't think so. What even stated that? She was trying to cover it's Ohio. Love the voicemail. He cracks me up. Thank you, Pocahontas. Her parents are absolute morons. Sick and twisted. Yeah, we're going to see them in the body cam right now as well. Poor Dom's mom listening to this little shit, dude. Don't even get me started. And respectfully, I did want to review the text messages with Miss Russo, and I think for now we'll stick to Kenzie in the documentary, and then we'll slowly and finish the text messages with Dom and Kenzie. And the ones with Miss Russo are on the playlist, but out of respect for now, I'm going to hold off on restarting those until we get through all the other content, and then we can revisit it. But we are going to finish the session, the newer session now with Kenzie and Dom. So definitely make sure you're subscribed, turn on your notifications. There's one playlist with all of Kenzie Case lives, and then there's another one with like 18 videos of the new reading of the text messages that we've been doing. So don't get confused, but there is a lot of content on my channel regarding this case. And thank you, Chucks, for gifting a membership. Shout out to all of the new members. Definitely get a membership if you can. It helps support the channel, and we will be doing members only Kenzie lives for us to go into it in a different vibe. Hey, Ozzy, good to see you. Okay, so now I'm going to show you these, and we're going to go over these because I want you guys to see that there was issues far earlier or about the time that she met Dom. So again, she didn't get into this relationship and become toxic. She was already that. She was already that for a long time. And this is the reason why I am showing you the older ones. We'll get into those. We'll read an email of her bullying people, and then we're going to watch a clip of the body cam. There's a lot of body cam. We're not going to review it all today, but we are going to review it in pieces. So we're going to start it today. Let's get started. This CAD report is on August 6th of 2022. So this was, hold please, let me pull it up. This was regarding the incident where she was trying to leave. This one is a little bit newer, but you'll see the older ones. Okay, so this one is on August 6, 2022. So after the crash, and it says combative patient room 715, standby only. So here's the actual dispatch call. Department of Public Safety. Okay, just so you guys can see it, that it is a thing, it is there. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. This is a disturbance from 2/9 of 2018. So February 9th, 2018. So we're going back here, back, and reviewing the receipts here because must be done. Incident occurred Friday, February 9th, 2018. Disturbance. A fight between two juvenile girls took place at Center Middle School. The fight took place between two 8th grade girls and happened as they were walking to the buses. Both girls exchanged words, shoved each other, and threw punches at each other. I spoke to the girls and their guardians at their homes. They were advised the school would handle the discipline for this and that it would be best if they did not have any communication with each other. This report is for record only. Who are the people involved? Well, it's Mackenzie Shirilla. Steve. Steve was involved in this report. And Mackenzie, disturbance, general. So this is 2018, okay? Long before they alleged crash. This one is from October 19th of 2018. So the same year. Incident offense report. Are you seeing a pattern here? That is why we are going over these. I want you guys to see the pattern from before too. And this is just some of them. So this is October 19th, 2018. Description, menacing. On Friday, October 19th, 2018, we responded for a report of school bullying and menacing. The complainant stated that her daughter was physically threatened while at Strongsville High School by several students. She stated that she is fearful for the safety of her daughter. Ms. Muhammad stated that this incident was told to her by her daughter after the school and that she wishes a report to be made. The incident is under investigation. Who was the contact? Natalie Shirilla. Yes, Natalie Shirilla was the contact here. And Mackenzie Shirilla, persons involved with the incident, right here. So mean girl Kenzie, okay? There's that one, but I want to go over to an email or a post where Kenzie was being a bully under an alt account. Yes, yes. We're going to go look at that real quick before we proceed with the reports. There's a lot of tea here, guys. There's a lot of receipts here that we're looking at. So this person is Kenzie, this 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 Bay under a different account. Someone says, and then you said you liked girls on the phone, all scared when she confronted you. Give up, bozo. Kenzie responds with, I will tase you, babe. I'd watch your back. Why are we seeing this again? Because this is exactly the stuff she would say to Dom. Yes, she would threaten Dom. She would blackmail Dom. She would blackmail Dom and tell that she would threaten Dom. For those of you who are just now starting with the text or don't know anything about them, she would threaten Dom in text messages that she was going to call the police on him and say that it was grape because he was older than her. It was like 2 years. And she would threaten him with, I'm going to call the cops because you have weed on you. And so it was a way to blackmail him and manipulate him. So now let's look at this. And here she is under a fake account being a mean girl, which we knew she was. We've heard it from other people and we've seen, the down the stairs girl. This 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 account is Kenzie. Both accounts that wrote comments were harassing me for months long with Rosie. Someone brought this to the police. Kenzie's fake account was bullying her, and it was Kenzie and Rosie. This one says, you're insane. Now I'm actually coming for you, so I'd watch it. And then down here it says, at Rosie, watch her change the name and profile picture of this account too. Baby, we got all the screenshots. Plus, talk to your crowd self on the phone. Give up musty. And the second screenshot, Paul says he's actually coming for me. I never commented on Rosie's videos, but they thought I was, and that's why they kept harassing me. I had them blocked, but they found other ways to keep contacting me. I have more screenshots that are more related to Rosie, if it would be beneficial for you to see them. The two I included here are the threats. Let me know if you have any questions. Ah, Rosie. Not the Rosie we just saw in the documentary. Could that be the same one? Yeah. She's such a sweetie. She wanted to carry the rug so she could steal it. Blackmail and extortion. Exactly. Rosie is another Kenzie question mark. I've been seeing this in a lot of comments that's why they're friends. Hey, Jordan. I talked to the young girl that was bullied. She even threw pee on her. It would be good to see her come in. When the school calls home when your child is being a douche, you handle that stuff so it doesn't happen anymore, not reward her. We see public texts and videos. Don't forget, life happens in between text and video. We will never really know how bad it got. That's also a good point. It's actually a really good point, right? Pattern behavior. Exactly, Kim. Exactly. Pattern behavior. She was fired from jobs smelling like weed. Exactly. So for Steve Shirilla to say that he didn't know about it and didn't know she was driving, dude, we spent 3 hours going over Snapchats of her in the car. Yes, we have put in that much time in here. In this case, did Kenzie shove someone down the stairs? That's another story that we are going to have to cover. She never had consequences by her parents. No. And this mean girl behavior was just out of control. Okay, next police report. This is all very public information. Oh, I didn't finish going through that report. We had part of the paragraph. I missed it. So let's go back. The investigative portion, because Kenzie was bullying some girl and then they actually asked Kenzie about it. So I missed a little bit of it. Okay. This one says, I spoke to Redacted, who stated that while she was in third period class on this date, Mackenzie Shirilla called her a bitch and threatened to beat her up. Redacted stated this was all over her not giving Shirilla a Dorito chip. Redacted also stated that Mackenzie posted on Instagram last year a picture of her showing her forehead. The caption stated that she had a big forehead. Redacted stated that Mackenzie tried to post a picture again today. This was brought to her attention, she stated, by her friend. Redacted stated she was friends with Mackenzie last year, but ended the friendship because Mackenzie kept getting into trouble at school. Redacted stated she did report this to her guidance counselor. At the end of school, at approximately 2:30 p.m., Redacted stated she was surrounded at her locker by Mackenzie's friends, threatening to beat her up and taunting her to fight while Mackenzie stood behind them. She stated she was pushed into the locker by Redacted. Redacted stated that she refused to fight and pushed past them and left for the bus. She stated she was on the way to the bus and Kenzie approached her and apologized for what was going on. It was apparent, she stated, that the school called Miss Shirilla about the incident. Redacted stated that she told Kenzie that she just wanted to go home and got on the bus. She was very upset about the situation and stated she will contact the school first thing in the morning, the other girl's mom. I then went to Shirilla's residence and spoke with Mackenzie and her mother. Mackenzie stated that while in third period, Redacted threatened to beat her up after she asked for a chip and that she did not call her the B word. Mackenzie stated that she did tell her friends she was being threatened by Redacted and stated her friends told her that they have her back. Mackenzie stated that her friends, Redacted, did surround Redacted at her locker after school as she stood by and looked to see what was going on. Mackenzie stated she did not tell her friends to do this. She stated it was Redacted that shoved Redacted into a locker and then pushed past her. Mackenzie stated that Redacted threw a soda on Redacted, but Redacted did not report this to me. As for the posting on Instagram, Mackenzie stated it was one of her friends that grabbed her phone, took the picture, and made the posting, not her. Mackenzie also stated she was threatened by one of her friends during the school day. Both Redacted and Mackenzie were given statement forms to fill out over the weekend. They were instructed to give the statements to 𝗠𝗲𝗃 on Monday morning to add to this report. You know, the pushing, the bullying, the girl on the stairs, the Kenzie was always out of control. What date did I say this was? This was October 19th. So 2 months after the other prior incident. Now, the next report, I know. If Kenzie ever told her the truth, she would melt into a puddle over potato chips. I just wanted you guys to see that it wasn't just a recent thing. It wasn't when she started dating Dom. She was who she was, and Steve Shirilla and Natalie Shirilla were who they were a long time before that. If Kenzie can do what she did to Dom and Davion, she's capable of pushing someone down the stairs. She ended them all because they were being charged with the fall. They dropped the case after the accident, which has been one of our theories. Like, was that maybe a reason for what happened in the car? did maybe Kenzie threaten Dom and then Dom threatened her and she crashed the car? Because remember, Davion was aware of this and the situation with the stairs as well. So many of these cases leave me wondering what the parents and Ellie were doing. On the phone call, Natalie said she has a video and Kenzie didn't get out of the car. She lies too. I wonder what her parents are really like. How did they treat her sibling? I think we can get a good idea of what her parents were like. We'll have to review the text messages with Steve so you can see how inappropriate. I don't know. We all have a different relationship with our parents, right? But I personally could not do any of this in front of my dad. Not now, not then, not ever. And if I did, I would absolutely get disciplined. I'd get my phone taken away. I would get my car taken away if he was still paying for it. Like, you know what I mean? I was in middle school and high school living under his roof. Like, oh, and the times I did get in trouble, like, no bueno. Taking zero accountability whatsoever. Exactly. So now this report that we're going to look at is from, what date did I say? 2019. Shoplifting. It's very short. So one little one pager, but we can at least see that Kenzie was also shoplifting. Here it is. October, or what did I say? May 14th, 2019. Stole earrings from Kohl's, not recovered. Kohl's couldn't prosecute due to the value of the earrings being less than $20. So Kenzie was shoplifting at Kohl's. That one was just a very short little report there. Now let's go to the next one. The next one is from 2020. And this one is involving Kenzie. Okay, yes, this is the one I wanted you guys to see because it's going to align with that call that we listened to in the 𝗍𝗍𝗹𝗆 thing. This was on March 23rd of 2020. Who calls? Steve Shirilla. Oh, okay. And Steve Shirilla is the one that called in the hospital after the crash too. And then he's the one on Netflix lying and on TMZ lying. Steve Shirilla calls. Narrative. 15-year-old threatened unaliving. Required a psych eval. History of anxiety. 15-12 hours ACK. 15 hours required for PD to respond. Female will not be transported to the hospital. Parents do not think her threats are real. They do not believe she will hurt herself. This right here. I'm like, okay. So if they didn't believe her back then, would they believe she would try to kill herself now? Well, at the time of the accident, the crash. I keep wanting to say accident, but it was not an accident. Or did Kenzie have actual mental health issues and they didn't she wasn't treated correctly or diagnosed correctly? They did not believe she will hurt herself. Even her own parents believe that she's such a narcissist, she wouldn't unalive herself. Which for me personally rolls out the whole, oh, she wanted to kill herself and she did it with Dom and Davion in the car. Remember, Davion had nothing to do with any of this. Why would she do it with Davion in the car? How selfish and evil is that? Possibly borderline personality disorder, says Kim. That part. I am a cardiac nurse and she does not have POTS. Thank you, Jordan, for sharing. If they don't believe her, why did he call the cops? You see what's going on here with the parents? It seems like they didn't know how to handle Kenzie. They really didn't. The Kohl's worked at would press charges anything 15 and up. Well, arrogant people steal for the thrill. True. Damn, I must have told her no. She threw a fit like a child and stole them. It does sound like BPD. In prison call, Kenzie says, when I was freaking out and throwing stuff, Natalie says, no, you weren't. Yeah, well, Natalie, I don't know if Natalie forgot about these dates, but there was prior calls. We have one more here. Oh, two more. There's another one for menacing. This one that I'm going to pull up is by a person named Jeffrey. I don't really know who that is. Oh, it's when involving a car. What date is this? Let me pull it up. This is 2022. So the year of the crash. And a man named Jeffrey called it in. I'll not show this one. I'll just read it to you guys just because I need to go through. This one's not redacted. It's just a few sentences anyways. So 4/15/2022, vehicles involved. I think this is Natalie's vehicle. Kenzie is involved, and then another family. Black Camry, Kenzie's car, hit the comp and took off, went into the Metro Parks, then right onto Whitney Road. Female driving subject vehicle had a dog in her lap. Caller in a silver Camry. Entered the residence on Walnut Creek, pulled onto Sheets and Whitney and Pearl. Okay, the driver of Unit 2 stated that Unit 1 rear-ended him, so Kenzie, while at the traffic light on Valley Parkway. There was very minor damage to the rear bumper of Unit 2. The driver of Unit 1 denied striking Unit 2 and had no visible damage to their vehicle, to her vehicle. Natalie was there, or they contacted her, essentially. So there's that one. And then we have one more from April 4th of 2022. So, and this, the reason why I wanted to read that one with the car is because it proves the reckless driving and the road rage. We've seen it in the Snapchats. We've seen her cuss out the bus driver. We've seen her scream profanities at the person that parked wrong at Polaris. And we saw her have a road rage incident with a man, a random person. We might have to review those again for a refresh, but we have covered those in the Snapchats. So this next report is menacing disorderly conduct, April 4th of 2022. So the year of the crash as well. Lots of good info here. Lots of good info. On April 4th, 2022 at 13:07 hours, the victim advised that an unknown male was following her while she was driving. The sub exited his vehicle twice to confront the victim and at one point blocked her vehicle as it was parked in a driveway. The incident will be forwarded to the prosecutor for review. This is when she had her I'll have to see if I can pull up the video, but let's read the investigative report. Title: Road rage. Yes, Kenzie did have road rage. April 4th, 2022, Mackenzie advised that an unknown vehicle was following her. She was advised to drive to the police station and speak with officers. Mackenzie stated she was driving home from Polaris for school and was traveling southbound on Prospect Road. She stated a dark SUV was tailgating her and first noticed it at Prospect Road and Westwood Drive. When they arrived at Prospect Road and Royalton Road, the sub, later identified as Daniel, exited his vehicle and approached her driver's window. In the video provided by Mackenzie's cell phone, it appears Daniel knocks on the window, stares, and smirks at her. Mackenzie stated she continued southbound on Prospect Road in an attempt to get away from Daniel. She pulled into the first driveway and Daniel used that vehicle to block her in. Mackenzie was able to maneuver her vehicle out and continue driving. However, Daniel cut her off, parking in front of her, exited his vehicle again, and walked up to her driver's side window. In that particular video, he is seen standing beside the driver window with his arm crossed, staring at Mackenzie. Mackenzie was able to flip around and by this time contacted the police. She was advised to drive to the police station. I gathered the facts and attempted to identify him. I also contacted General Motors and spoke with Jimmy with company vehicle operations. He advised their records indicated that the plate was registered to Daniel. I spoke to Daniel on the phone and he stated he knew that the call was about the incident that occurred. He stated he was driving southbound. He stated that the other vehicle, Mackenzie's, was behind him. As he turned into the private drive, he stated that the occupant of the vehicle threw something at his car and then flipped him off. Again, no accountability, doesn't tell the truth. This incident with Kenzie is a glaring similarity or similar to the one that we just saw Steve do on TMZ. Not the lying and the lack of taking accountability. We already know this. The parents had so many opportunities to discipline her and they failed her. He stated he exited the lot and followed the vehicle. He confirmed the details provided by Mackenzie. I spoke with Jan, who owns the building. She had cameras that face the private drive entrance off Prospect Road, where Daniel claims the object was thrown at the vehicle. She will follow up with me at a later date if she discovers anything on video. I spoke with Natalie and advised her to gather more information from her daughter concerning this incident. Natalie stated if criminal charges are available, she would like to press charges. Why? Kenzie's the one who threw something at him. Included in the case jacket are Daniel's printouts, Mackenzie's statement, and Daniel outside of the vehicle. The videos are uploaded and will be forwarded for the prosecutor to review. On May 6th, I received notification to charge Daniel with disorderly conduct. So Daniel got in trouble for it. But Kenzie didn't because I don't know why. Kenzie's the one who threw something at his car. Wonder her daughter is always the victim. She studied cosmetology. Yes, she did. Kenzie wasn't emotionally regulated and put rugs on top of it. She's a recipe for disaster, personality disorder, says Serene. She made stuff up for drama purposes. She's a liar. And when she sat in the documentary and literally she said, the guy asked, the director says, whoever the guy is, he's like, do you think that sometimes it's not verbatim, don't come for me, but it was like, do you think sometimes things got a little out of control or you were upset or something, visibly upset? And she's like, no, we would just, fight and then eat popcorn on the couch. And I'm like, you threatened to key his car, break his windows, burn his house down, turn him into the police. What else? Break all his stuff. Smoke all his stuff. What else? I mean, there's a plethora of things that I'm not mentioning here, but again, no accountability, a pattern. Yes. Natalie is an 80-year-old going on 9 years old. Hey, checks. That's all I have for the police reports, but now we're going to watch some body cam clips. The first one's going to be, I tried to connect these because it's important to see the whole picture. There is Mackenzie asking after the crash for her license to be taken away. And then we're going to watch Steve Shirilla and Natalie, a short clip of them freaking out after her arrest. So we can see both. And tomorrow we'll continue with the body cam. Wasn't there an incident at the church? Yes. I want to do that as a separate live because there's a lot of videos and photos that I have. Yes, we do know. Libby, if you're new here, I did an interview with Christine Russo. I did. It is under the videos tab on my channel. I did sit down with Dom's sister. I did. Very cool. Okay, let's watch this video of Kenzie and Natalie talking to the police. Hold, please. Let me move this over here. Okay. Please make sure you guys are hitting the like button. I would greatly appreciate that. This one is audio only, but it's not very long. Oh. Let me know if you guys can hear it in a second. This is audio only. Wait, can you guys hear that or no? Oh, okay. You guys can't hear that. Thank you for letting me know. I think that happened to me last time. Hold on, please. Let me try to pull it up. Wait, you guys really can't hear that? I don't hear anything. Okay. Damn it. Ah, okay. You guys you guys are like audio only. What are we listening to? Hold on. Why can't you guys hear that? Very interesting. Let me Okay, can you guys hear it now? Or no? Imagination only. You guys can't hear that? Thank God I was deaf for a minute. I'm sorry. No, it's my computer. Is it plugged in? Yes, it is plugged in. Let me go to a different one. Nope. Oh man. I had a feeling this might happen. It's the way that don't even. I'm not gonna go into that. Let me pull up a different one. If we can't hear it, then we'll just wait for the body cam tomorrow. No biggie. We've already gone through it before anyways. It's already in the channel. Let's go to let's watch this one first so I can see if you guys can see it. No sound crickets. Okay, hold on. You guys can hear me, but you can't hear the video is what you're saying, right? Imagine if you couldn't hear me either. Can you hear it now? Oh. I'm assuming you guys can you hear that? Damn it, you can't hear that one either? Okay, we might be SOL on that. What the heck? Nah. Really? I can hear it. I was having this issue the other day, I think. Shit, it's okay. Maybe you can hear it now. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I have a new, like, whatever. Can you hear this? No, you guys still can't hear it? No sound. It's the way that these videos, because I know, I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can pull it up one more way. If not, we can do the body cam tomorrow. It is already on the playlist anyways, but we'll re-review it, don't worry. Let me see if I can. Oh. Silent movie. There is one where there's no audio, but I want to play the one with audio for you guys. Hold please. Just 1 second. If I can't figure it out, I'll let you go and we'll schedule it for tomorrow. Like I said, it is already on the playlist. No, it's the way that these files come through too. Sometimes from police department. I had this problem with the calls. Okay. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, I'll try one more time. And if you guys can't hear this, then we'll schedule it for tomorrow. It is pretty long anyways. Can you hear it now? Or no? But you guys can hear me, but not Kenzie. Oh no, she did it to me. No, okay, whatever. I give up. She did voodoo on me. You guys hear me only? Just me? I know. I'm sorry. I have to go through and download them probably. I didn't want to have to do that. You can hear me, just not the video. It's okay. You guys will have to wait till tomorrow, unfortunately. It's okay. We'd rather hear you, Melly. No. I really wanted to play these for you guys. So what I'll do is I'll download them all and then we can listen to them tomorrow. Yes, we hear you. I know you do. I know you hear me, but you don't hear. Let me try one more time. Okay. Tell me if you guys can hear this one last time. Hold on, it's just being really slow because I'm trying to download it as I go, but
You got it.
yes or no?
Thank you. You got it.
If you can't hear it, we'll plug it up for today. We'll come back and do it tomorrow. You do hear the video? Okay. Yes? Can you guys hear it clearly? If not, put in some earbuds. Let me start over here. Finally. Not Natalie Shirilla coming for me. Recording. Yes, can you hear it? You got it. It was Natalie.
Where's she? Right back there, pal.
Barely.
Hi, Mackenzie. Step out for me. I'm Detective 𝗲𝗲𝗆𝗆. I'm the one who's been investigating the crash. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2. Okay? Nobody's gonna ask you any questions. Nobody's gonna bother you. Can I have your key, please?
Could you please be careful taking this one off so it doesn't break the bracelet?
You got it. You got it. No.
Thank you.
You got it. Okay, just keep your hands right here. I'm not gonna tighten these, okay? We don't want to hurt you. You good? Are they good?
She looks so, I'm pausing it. Doesn't she look so different from those of us? Remember the video I showed you guys earlier of her hitting the bong in the closet? Like, she looks so different. She's only concerned about her bracelets. I know. So annoying. It's because she says Dom favored them or something.
Thank you. All right. This screws are right here.
Actually, he took her out of the car and we did not.
Okay. Do you have anything anything like that? That's your head going in.
This was in November, though.
Don't. I'm not gonna hurt you. You okay?
Okay. Now let's go listen to Natalie and Steve, their reactions, and Steve yelling at in the police station. This is Natalie wants to talk to the cops.
We talked to the prosecutor's office. We talked about the specifics of the case and everything like that. They said you didn't know that, so we don't have a use for it now.
Okay.
So that should help with that.
Second, let me get. What happens now? What am I doing?
Okay, well, Mackenzie's 18, so
The lawyer said they called and said that not to talk to any cops because she's legal counsel.
Why is Natalie not very upset here? I mean, because she knew it was coming. She knows her daughter. Yeah, they're very clear.
What happens now? What am I doing? Okay.
so that should help with that.
Second, let me get. What happens now? What am I doing?
Okay, well, Mackenzie's 18, so
The lawyer said they called and said that not to talk to any cops because she's legal counsel.
yeah, and we read her rights. She's 18. Yeah, we are not going to ask her any questions. We have nothing to ask her, so we're not going to ask her anything anyway. So when we're done with our booking process, she will likely be processed downtown. We'll transport her downtown.
I don't even know where downtown is. What even is that?
Yeah, well, and I don't know, or did they move?
She'll be going to the Juvenile Detention Center.
I could just Google
You
that in the
can
maps.
Google the Cuyahoga County Juvenile Detention Center. And then what happens there, we still don't know, because at the time of the crime, she was a juvenile. However, now she's 18. So there is a very good chance that they will process her in the Juvenile Detention Center and then send her to the Justice Center.
Where the 18 and overs are.
Where the adults
So
are.
they will eat her alive.
So we're unsure how they're gonna handle it, but that's their.
She says, oh God, they won't eat her alive. Really? Again, no remorse here for the people that died. I know it's been a few months, but geez.
Their processes that have nothing to do with
Once
us.
we transport her downtown, we don't have anything to do with how that process is going to work.
Where is she staying? Downtown? Wherever
She'll stay at the
downtown.
either at the Juvenile Detention Center or the Justice Center, one of the two, whatever.
What time she'll, like the time?
Right now, she's going. Within the next, I'd say 15 minutes.
I would say very soon.
She's fine. She's fine.
I know she's, when she got taken away, she was like, it's okay. I know this This is just a tragedy. So, okay. So that's it, then I'm done with you guys?
That's it, yeah. And again, everything that, any other questions that you have, you, if you call here, we will say nothing.
Hey, I'm talking to the police. They gave me my phone back and
She's so rude.
Juvie, like in the next couple.
Like they're talking to you.
No, she knows, and I'm not gonna ask her any questions anyway. They read her rights, and she knows all that. I'll come into the car. Bye.
So as the evening progresses, if you have questions, we can't answer any of the questions. You have to be referred to your attorney. The attorney talks to our prosecutor's office and all that, and they can work through those details. And anything to do with the detention home or county, we have nothing to do with that. It's their process. So she's going to be out the door here soon and on the way down to county. And yeah.
So I look up, because I can't hear, juvenile detention downtown.
Cuyahoga County Juvenile Detention Center.
Okay.
It's on the east side of Cleveland.
County Juvenile Detention.
Yeah.
Does Natalie know how to use Google?
Yep.
Does Natalie Shirilla know how to use Google? Hi, Roxanne. Good to see you. She's studying and being. Natalie knew what was up. She knew what she did. She doesn't seem very upset here. Okay, one more clip for tonight, and then we'll do the rest of the body cam with better audio tomorrow. But I'm going to play the Steve Shirilla clip since we did watch him today on TMZ make a fool of himself. What again? Wait, you guys can't hear Steve? Wait, could you hear Natalie? I'm over here just watching this the whole time. No sound? Okay, wait. Did you guys, were you able to, I don't know why I'm having so many audio issues today. Yesterday was, or the day before was fine. Heard Nat, no Steve. Oh man, this is like the best part too. What the hell? Okay, tell me if you can hear it now. Hold on. Let me try one more time. If not, we can watch it tomorrow with the rest of the body cam because I'm going to play the rest of the body cam too. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why my audio is being such a pain in the ass today. That better? No? Yes or no? Let me know. Was you able to hear that part or no? Okay, whatever. If you guys can't hear it, we'll listen to it tomorrow. Oh, man. You guys are like, "No." I know. Steve yelling. We could get enough of Steve today. No, respectfully, but it's not a funny issue. No, it's not because Dom and Davion lost their lives, but No? Okay. Yeah, I know. I see you guys saying no. It's okay. We have like 2 hours of body cam footage to go through. So I'll include that in tomorrow's live. How about that? Or maybe a later live, just depends. I'll include that we'll do the part, we'll probably replay the part where we hear Dom's voice. We'll cover that better. And then we'll cover the rest of the body cam. And then we'll go through some jail calls and we'll watch Steve Shirilla. Don't worry. We will absolutely watch him. I'll do a whole video. We'll do a video tomorrow for just body cam, no reports. How about that? We can all get a refresh on it. I'm sorry. I don't know why my issue. I got new headphones and all of that. So it's probably just messing it up. No worries. Perhaps Dom doesn't want to hear it tonight. You know what? We've covered it, I think, like 3 times before. So if you really want to not wait until tomorrow, it's on the playlist. It's titled Body Cam. I'm sitting there like laughing at freaking Steve, and you guys are like, no Steve. I really want to hear him. I promise tomorrow we'll play it. If not, I'll drop it as a short. It's only a few minutes, so it's really not a lot. We did hear the video before that one. Okay, cool. Thank you. She's so popular in prison because she gets, for all her homegirls and stuff. Yeah, I know. She gets makeup in there and like all of this stuff. She's such a. Did we look at the picture? Let's look at her picture from prison and then we'll end the live and do body cam tomorrow. Let's go look at her picture actually really quick. Remember that one in the blue shirt? Here we go. Hold, please. I just noticed something, but I'll wait to tell you guys. This one. Thank you. It says from Mackenzie. Thank you for those to see who through the lies and those who take time out of their day to form their own opinion as to the truth of what actually happened. I'm not perfect. I never will be, but I am not guilty of murder. Like any young couple, Dom and I had our disagreements and arguments. However, I will always love Dom and would never do anything to hurt him or Davion or anyone else I care about. I will respectfully and peacefully continue to fight for my innocence through the proper legal channels. Was that Netflix? Interesting. To all of those who speak out on my behalf to raise awareness of this wrongful conviction, words cannot describe my sincere appreciation for your support and for being my voice. Continue to scream, free Mackenzie Shirilla at the top of your lungs. If it can happen to her, it can happen to any of us. It's so messed up. I don't care that she's in prison. I'm like, the fact that she gets makeup and tablets in prison and to be dating females in prison, it's so disgusting to me because Dom and Davion, they're not here to be able to live their lives out. It's really, really, really disgusting. But I guess, yeah, that's in prison. She's literally in prison in this picture. She curls her hair naturally with like a sock, probably, or bun band or whatever they call it. And then she has lip liner on. She's been getting her eyebrows threaded, she said in one of the calls. And apparently now you can get makeup. I never knew that was a thing. But I guess it is. And I guess I'll play devil's advocate, no, I won't, actually. They get turtlenecks in prison. So she got there's like special outfits they pay hella money for. So who paid for it. Probably one of her older sugar daddies or Natalie or Steve. Is she doing this on the tablet? Yes. She is doing that on the tablet. How is she taking that pic? Does she have a cell phone? I think it's tablet. She's right where she needs to be, except she's still living her life. I was like, let me think about saying something nice. Never mind. Anyways, in my opinion, she's probably still a threat to anyone who doesn't like her while she's in prison. It makes me sick. Yeah. It's absolutely disgusting. Dom could have found another person and been happy with her and lived his life, and same with Davion. Like, it's absolutely disgusting and so sad and horrifying what they have gone through. And again, Kenzie's gross. And Steve, you did no good today on the Netflix and not on the TMZ. I don't know why he would say those things to TMZ. And kind of get into it with the TMZ. We'll continue tomorrow. I'll figure out the body cam issue videos, and then we'll replay those tomorrow. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure your notifications are on. Keep your eyes out. I will be dropping Snapchats and all of that from Kenzie. Be prepared for a lot of Kenzie content because I'm going to put out what I have. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you to everyone who supported. Steve and Natalie, you should be ashamed of yourself. Your daughter is the way she is because you helped create a monster. It's going to be never ending with this hoe. I'm going to complain to the prison. Thank you, Alsane. Please complain. She talks like she's from the hood, but yeah, I know. In the Netflix, she talks like she's from the hood. That's what I thought about my last girlfriend. Dom never got the chance to experience real love. I know. Dom was such a good boyfriend too. I'll never, ever, ever forget how good he was to her. Ever. And no one should. We are here for Dom. As much as we can laugh at how stupid Mackenzie is, we are here to support the Russo family and show the world what Kenzie's really like. And I will see you guys tomorrow on the Kenzie Live. If I am back tonight, I'll schedule it. I was looking at the time. Make sure you guys are subscribed, have your notifications on. Please go watch the old playlist. Get into it. There's a lot of content, a lot. I hope you guys enjoy it because Kenzie tumbles in. Yeah. R.I.P. Dom and Davion. Exactly. Thank you, Melly. Thank you guys for being here. Please tap the like button on the way out. And I for sure will see you on the next Kenzie Live.